everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Donna, and today I'm gonna just talk to you all casually about something that I wish I knew before I moved to the UK to join with the NHS. In another video, I'll talk to you all about the things that I really like about working for the NHS as a radiographer. So the main thing I wish I knew before I started was to understand how the system really worked regarding career progression. Because in Trinidad, as a radiographer anyway, after maybe a year or two, you'd probably be interested in starting your, specializing in your preferred modality, whether it's CT, MRI, whatever. And in my case, I was interested in ultrasound, right? What I wish I knew though, because coming into it, I did not have a clue, and it was made to seem a bit simpler. However, over time, and it took me a while, but over time I truly understood how the system works here. And trust me, it's not easy for an immigrant or for somebody who's just starting or somebody who's on a visa. It really does complicate things, and I think that's the thing that is kind of swept under the rug or made to seem like it's this really easy, basic process. And in some ways, it really is. But when you really look down into the nitty gritty part of things, then you realize how much more complicated or systemic some things are. What I learned is that when you're ready to progress in your career, for example, back in Trinidad, when I was ready to start ultrasound, and when other colleagues of mine, friends of mine, were ready to start their modalities, you simply just sign in for a program. Like, that's the hardest part, being accepted into a program, applying for a postgraduate college course. In Trinidad, a lot of the programs are external. That was my cat. What the hell? What are you doing in there? It's my cat Zyle doing the most. I think everything's okay. Yeah, in Trinidad, we just apply for the program that we want, whether it's with CAMRT, the Canadian registration section for radiologic technologists, medical association, or whether it is Missional Institute of Education, in my case, for ultrasound or MRI, right? A lot of the things are fairly straightforward. You just go straight into the program once you're accepted. You know that you have the support of your work. You would likely tell your manager or your boss or the senior person that you're gonna be, specializing, right? And in whatever ways possible, they will support you clinically. And that's usually after you did your first couple courses anyway. So they will start to let you cross-train into other programs. Or in some cases, yeah, some people just simply cross-train. I need some water. Yeah, so in some cases, it's as easy as that, right? However, within the NHS, the way they set up their training programs, maybe it's because of the sizes of the hospitals are so different. I have no idea. But they went through the routes where you have to apply for it as if it's a job. And I think that's something a lot of people don't know. So you think that you might be moving to this country, well, in the UK, wherever it is you may go, and you think that it's as simple as, oh, a job post is out, let me apply for a job, or oh, I'm ready to start learning this modality now, let me see if I can get you with a program. And you would think that getting you with the program is the hardest part, but technically it isn't, because a lot of the postgraduate universities or colleges, wherever you go, a lot of them require you to have a signed workplace agreement and mentorship uh, whatever the word is, like another agreement basically, a signature or a statement from your mentor as well as from the workplace stating that they would provide that clinical placement for you. So what they usually do, a job post will be put out by the whatever particular NHS trust, and through that then you apply, and if you get through and you're successful with the job post placement, the trainee job post, for example, trainee MRI radiographer or trainee sonographer or whatever the case is, then from there, then you get to apply, because the workplace would have already provided that spot for you to train. And usually it's a full-time training post. So you might train full-time for a year or for 2 years, depending on whatever the post is and whatever the specialties are. And then you apply with your workplace agreement and you get through into the program. So if the NHS trust does not put that job post in place and it's not available, or they just don't have the funding to put the job post out, or just a job post just doesn't exist, or somebody else get the job post, then you're not getting your training. And honestly, that has been a huge eye opener for me. I wish I knew that that's how it worked before I came in, before I moved and everything, and maybe things would have been put in place differently. Because I have people asking me about how ultrasound's going, and by the way, my ultrasound program had been going really, really great up until the point to get the placement, because I've now finished all theory, and that went really, really well, and I'm super proud about that. But now I'm kind of in this weird in between limbo of waiting to get the placement for the actual training, the physical scanning section. So that's a whole other thing. But even other colleagues, I've connected with other colleagues who are were within my trust, as well as just, obviously I work with them, so I see how things are, and, at least with regards to the people who immigrated before me for work, as well as colleagues in other trusts, and they share the same sentiments. Like, they realize the same thing, and that's something they too said that they wish they knew before they moved over. Because remember, a lot of us were in that transitional stage, and once you're an immigrant, things are much more difficult anyway. People will faster go with the easier option, and I know people would tend to say, it's not about that, it's about who is more qualified for the role, or who is, but biases do occur, whether it's intentional or not, you know. Xylo, scratching the chair. Hey, don't do that. Come here. He's being look at him. He's being naughty. Naughty. No, he's looking innocent. Anyway, yeah, biases do occur, so it's already hard enough to navigate, because as soon as people see your immigration status, your time is limited. That's one. And then, depending on the type of visa you come in with, then your employer options are limited, or you need sponsorship to go from employer to employer. So that's just something I wish I knew. Like, in terms of moving on, it's not really based on your own time. And yes, you would have to be knowledgeable in the field that you want to progress to, and try to get in some shadowing sessions, please, if anything, as best as possible, the modalities that you're interested in. Let people know your faces, meet new people, try to network. If you're introverted like me, and you're not that talkative, overly in people's faces type of person, that feels like another task in itself, But once you're really interested in a modality, just try to, request that you shadow, and where available, they'll place you to shadow these particular specialties, so that when it is time to come around, for interviews and stuff, they want to know that, one, you definitely have had interest in this field for some time, and then two, you've actively tried to, gain some continued professional development through shadowing and learning on the job type things. So that's what I'd say I wish I knew before I moved here. Now, in my next video, I'm going to talk about the things that I really enjoy about my job, like the more technical things, or the procedural things that I like, that I've noticed anyway. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.